Hey, Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, I just want to give another congratulations to, of course, our Kadena family. I've been in Kadena, obviously, since it was 36 cents and rode it up all the way to the top of the market and then exited shortly, um, above 20 bucks. But uh, you know, that was a pretty good 5,000 to 6,000% run. Of course, I was in and out of the market, being a little bit of a nervous Nelly during the last bull run. So, the longer you're out of the market, the more of these tall candles you're going to miss out on. And so it is a catch 22. However, I do believe in preserving capital, and I don't think you need to catch every move. But, Kadena has just been really good to the Alpha Fam. Of course, we did have these major collapses, and it does have a very signature look to it, where you do see these kind of, lower highs, drops, lower highs, and it's just this kind of a blow off top. And that pattern really has reproduced all throughout Kadena's chart, where it does have just a total retrace on almost every move, which of course brings us back down to where we are today. And the question is, are we going to get another total retrace, or is Kadena going to just keep going? Of course, this probably largely depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can manage to hold above 24,000 and maybe push to 25,000 or 26,000, then there is a good chance that we could retest the highs on Kadena up here around 220, our last target, and then perhaps even send it to 240. Of course, you do have to be aware that this market can just turn around. And what we see right here is at the resistances that I had marked out previously, we have been rejected, multiple times. There's 4 wicks over here on the 4 hour, a pretty significant wick here, and then again, just a lower high. So that does suggest that that pattern of making lower highs and perhaps dumping for a full retrace could be in the market. And if that's the case, then of course I would be targeting this 165 to 175 area, if not back to our lows around 150. Of course, we do have to be aware that the last time that we had this sort of a pattern on Kadena, we did end up just breaking our support and then crashing down to a new level. And so if we do end up breaking that, 150 to 130, 6 level basically, then you could, potentially expect to see around a dollar 10 or perhaps, 85 cents in that range down below. Right now we can see, of course, that it's just that we hit our goals almost precisely to the dollar. Of course, this was hit multiple times, so I'm not sure if you guys got out of your trade. Of course, I had originally exited right here around $1.95 after entering in around $1.80. Bought back in about $1.80 again when we had that nice double bottom, and then I suggested on the last Kadena video to take profits around $2, and we ended up pumping to approximately 207, so a little extra bonus there. For those who weren't able to catch the top and they weren't able to take their profit, Kadena actually gave you a second chance at $2.05. And then, of course, we are basically using the top of this support area as a new kind of a higher low support around a dollar 90, let's just say, which of course was still the number that I was suggesting that you could potentially get in on. And then of course we did bounce once again to $2, and so all of our targets were hit multiple times. 3 times, I think that's testing it a little bit far. Of course, congratulations to anybody who was in on this trade. Now we just kind of wait and see. Is Bitcoin and the stock market going to break down, or are we going to be able to push through this? If we're able to basically flip this diagonal into support here around $2, maybe if you want to be really conservative, maybe $2.07, then perhaps we can retest the top of our range. And then, of course, we're going to have to flip that 120 and just hold that 120 pretty firmly in order to have any chance of getting to 240. Looking at the EMAs on the daily, let's just see how we're positioned. Uh, yeah, I mean, positioned pretty bullishly. So we've never actually broken below the daily 10, so that's a good sign. And we actually are holding the daily 5, so that's a pretty bullish look. Let's see if I can just take a look at a lower time frame, maybe 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour looks good. We probably don't want to be closing, too far below these areas here. Otherwise, we can have a nice dump like this one. But yeah, and overall, the pattern, this could have some pressure to the downside. So, just kind of neutral right here. Let's take a look at our indicators, see if there's anything that just, you know, looks interesting. Hmm, not really. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, just looking a little bit toppy on all these different time frames. So, I mean, maybe we could get another bounce and just push through here, depending on what Bitcoin does. But, we definitely have room for it. But at the same time, we are, getting just a little bit toppy on some of those hours. And I'd really like to see the DMI and ADX just to pull up a little bit more. And yeah, a bit toppy on the daily also. So if you haven't taken some profits, I mean, it might be just a good place to take profits. Of course, the target was $2 since our last video, and I've already taken my profits and moved it into a different coin. But while this thing retraces, and we're just going to keep an observation on it to see if it can flip that diagonal resistance into support. Okay, that was your Kadena for the day. Also your alpha for the day. So stay safe and happy trading.